This video is going to show you how to complete page 80 out of your math book. A graphic designer is creating an advertisement for a tablet. She needs to enlarge the picture given here so that 25/100 inches on the scale picture corresponds to 1 inch on the actual advertisement. What will be the length and width of the tablet on the advertisement? So you'll see right here we got the scale picture of the tablet, and when we measured this out with the scale picture, it's 1 1/8 inch right here, from here to here, and it's 1 1/4 inch from there to there. And to kind of help us, I don't know, have a refresher of fractions, I just drew a quick little picture right here, okay? So I'm going to start with this one right here. So I have 1 1/4. So right there, that's 1 whole. And if you're like, what do you mean by that? Well, right here is 1/4. Let me get a sharper pencil. That's 1/4. It's 1/4. It's 1/4. That's 1/4. So 4 1/4 is 1 whole. Here, 1/4 plus 1/4 is a half. Plus another 1/4 is 3/4. Plus another 1/4 is 4/4, which is 1 whole. So that's 1 whole representing this guy right here, okay? And then you'll see I got another one right here, but I only need this much of it. Okay, all this other junk, I'm like, I don't care. Sorry, don't need you. I just need 1/4 of you, okay? So you see how this little guy, 1/4 right here, is representing this guy? So this situation right there that you see, that's modeling this side length, okay? Now up here, this one might look a little bit more tricky, but that's okay. What's going to happen is I need 1/8. You'll see this is only divided into 1/4. I need 1/8. So I'm going to just go, okay, there's one guy right there. Just making him a little bit more skinny, okay? Pretend these are all the same size and all uniform looking, okay? All right, now you'll see I have a cute little 1/8 right here, and another 1/8 right there, and a 1/8 right there, and 1/8 right there, 1/8, 1/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 1/8 is 1 whole. So this little guy represents this little guy. And then I only need this one right here, but these are all cut into eighths as well, but I don't need all you junk, sorry. Just this guy, and this little piece represents this little piece right there, okay? And that's going to help us when we figure this out, because back up in the wording, it says right here that 25/100 on the scale picture corresponds to 1 inch in the actual advertisement. So this right here is a scale picture. This is representing the scale picture, this is representing the scale picture. And 25/100 is going to be equal to 1 inch on the real thing. Okay, and 25/100 is like this as a fraction, which simplifies down. Divided by 25 is 1/4. Okay, so these three things that you see here are all equal to each other. So when I see a 1/4 right there, hey, that's 0.25. That's 25/100. Okay, so whenever you see one of these little guys, or it could be represented like this or like this, you can be like, hey, that's 1 inch on the actual thing. What am I talking about? The actual advertisement, okay? So I'm going to grab another pen color just so I try not to confuse you if you are confused at all. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one right here. 25/100 or 1/4, you know, these are all equal, is 1 inch on the actual. So here's 1/4. Oh, that's 1 inch on the real thing. Oh, there's another inch on the real thing. Oh, there's another inch on the real thing. Oh, there's another inch on the real thing. And there's another inch on the real thing. So right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 inches on the real thing. Okay? I should label those inches. So this right here is 5 inches in real, in the real advertisement. Okay? Now comes the one that may look a little bit confusing to you, okay? I gotta find 1/4, because 1/4 is 1 inch on the actual. But I see 1/8 right here. So that might confuse some people at first, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and see, well, what's 1/8 plus 1/8? Let's do it up here. 1/8 plus 1/8. When you're adding or subtracting fractions, you need to have the exact same denominator. And I see right here, these are the exact same denominator. So I'm gonna keep them as an 8, and you just add the top. 1 plus 1 is 2. That doesn't say 1/4 yet, but you should hopefully know that you can simplify that fraction, and you're going to go divide by 2, and you would get 1 1/4. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 2/8 is equal to 1/4. So do you see a 2/8 here? No. But I see 1/8 plus 1/8, that's 2/8. So remember, in real life, 1/8 plus 1/8 is 1/4, which would equal 1 inch on the actual advertisement. So here's 1 inch. That says inch. Okay, and then here's another 1/4. So that right there is 1 inch. That's a 1. There's another one right there, and that's 1 inch. There's another 1/4 right there, and that's 1 inch. Oh, and that's not even a whole 1. So if 2 of them have to equal 1 inch, what would half of it equal? Half of an inch. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches for this guy right here. 4.5 inches in the real advertisement. Okay, so to answer our question, what will be the length and width of the tablet on the advertisement? It's going to be 5 inches, and that doesn't mean multiplied necessarily. It's not 5 inches times. It's 5 inches. This means by 4.5 inches will be, that's too many L's, sorry, whoa, the dimensions of the actual tablet advertisement. Okay? I want you to practice that one. That may not be very straightforward to some people, okay? Try it, because you might see it on an assessment. Now, I do want to share with you another way to solve this exact same problem that doesn't involve drawing out the picture right here, okay? So if this was a little bit confusing to you, I'm going to show you another way. And if you continue to have questions, please talk to me so I can hopefully clarify any misunderstandings, okay? All right, so it's set up here that this is the scale picture of a tablet, and they want us to figure out the length and width of the actual tablet in real life, the actual one in the advertisement, okay? So I remember that the scale is always going to be the scale picture will always be represented by Y, because it's always depending on the actual picture, and the actual picture would be represented by X, okay? And I don't know the information for the actual advertisement, but I do know information of the scale picture. So I see that right here, it says 1 1/8 inches. And if you are not really into fractions, you know, with mixed numbers or improper fractions, we can go ahead and turn that into a decimal. It's 1 1/8, so 1 divided by 8 to figure out that decimal part is 0.125. So I could have written this 1.125. And if you're like, where'd the 1 come from? It's from here. That 1 is with that 1. The 1/8 is 0.125 right there, okay? So if you're more inclined to like the decimals better, that's cool, I don't care. And then we got 1 1/4 in the scale. Or again, you can write that as a decimal, it'd be 1.25, okay? So you're like, well, what about the actual advertisement? Is there enough information to do this? And there certainly is, okay? Because it tells us that 25/100 inches on the scale picture corresponds to 1 inch in the actual advertisement. So all that we would have to do is multiply this actual length right here times 25/100. Okay, that's a multiply sign. That's a multiply sign. That's a decimal. That's a really great multiply sign. I don't know if that looks really bad to confuse you. Sorry. Got carried away. Okay. And we had to multiply this guy also by 25/100 because that's the scale factor. Okay, well, we don't have this value right here. So if you recall, to go from, if you have this value and you need this value, you need to divide by that scale factor, divide by that unit rate. So I'm going to go, I don't want to type that in my calculator, I'm going to type that in my calculator. 1.125, whoops, divided by 25/100 equals 4 5/10. okay? And right here, I gotta go 1 2500ths divided by 2500ths. And that is 5. And something that I'm kind of annoyed with myself with is I did not label the scale picture, and it's in inches. Okay? And I didn't need to write in inches, I could just write inches. Okay, and then that advertisement would also be in inches because it says 2500ths on the scale picture corresponds to 1 inch in the actual advertisement, so it's still in inches, okay? That's also in inches. So you see how we got these exact same numbers as right here up in this example? That's just another way to do it, okay? And you can use whichever way works best for your brain. I just want you to understand it.